Hey guys, so Ward here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Halloween edition Skeleton Clone Trooper. This was originally a Target exclusive, now it is a fan channel exclusive. I'm probably just going to title it as a Target exclusive. Oh geez, for sake of argument, because it wasn't initially released that way. This figure actually came out, I think, a couple years ago, right after Halloween, ironically, so that's kind of poor planning on the fine folks over at Hasbro's part. That, of course, is who brings us this glorious repaint of good old Phase, I want to say 3 Clone Trooper, because he doesn't have the little, I call it the backwards Spartan Mohawk thing. The backwards Spartan Warhawk. He just has a kind of a ridge on his helmet instead. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, a little bit of course correction from the last Halloween Star Wars video I did. This little bastard right here is Bubble Frick. It is not Toto 360. So if you want Toto 360, you still gotta buy that PulseCon exclusive, was it? Cad Bane to get him, but it's a little Bubble Frick with his little flip down visor thing there. So a little bit of course correction there. I never claimed to be a Star Wars expert, but I should at least know what I'm talking about in these videos. That said, why don't we actually take a look at the accessories that this guy comes with, starting off with a little vampire porg. I could really give a shit about porgs, to be honest with you, but this one's funny. Kind of looks like a penguin or a bowling pin. It does sit, for what it's worth, but just kind of hangs out, does whatever. Then he comes with this chest here, which I think originally came with Maz Kanata. You can open it up, and inside there is some candy bars, which is the what do you call them there? The Beskar metal pieces repurposed into candy bars. And if we dump these out, there's a little hidden surprise here. There is a ghost Jabba the Hutt in there, right there, which is interesting. You can't take him out, I don't think, but there's a little ghosty Jabba the Hutt in there. So that's kind of cool. And they did put some tampos on this chest. Some little Halloween-y tampos. So that's cool. I dig that. That said, why don't we take a closer look at our skeleton clone trooper, who looks like one of those, back when K-Mat was around, I used to go with either my mom or my dad. Look at the Halloween-y stuff. And in the costume section, there was the all-black skeleton costumes. There was a white bone version and a green bone version, and this reminds me of that. So very nostalgic for me. If you're a 2000s kid, you know exactly what costume I am talking about. It's a very popular costume. I think they still make it to this day. They might have changed the sculpt, is it, on the skull, or design of the skull by now, but it's basically just a black kind of suit, and then the bones are glued on top of it. And this guy reminds me of that. I would like to see a white version of this guy. I'd even take the same accessories with different colors, but yeah, I dig this figure. I don't think I've ever hit puberty before. I don't think I've ever reviewed this mold, so we're gonna break it down real quick for you guys here. He's got the double ball peg in the head, so he can look up, he can look down, he can tilt, rotate side to side. His shoulders will go up as far as this pauldron will allow, that is. It is nice and soft, so we'll get out of your way. He does have a butterfly joint. I will say this one was pretty darn stuck on mine, and I actually thought I was going to snap the bastard off when I was trying to get it to move. So be mindful of that. Don't break your toys, but it appears to be working now, and when I pull on it, it doesn't tear off. So I've only ever had that happen once on a Black Series figure. So I'm kind of glad that that didn't happen, especially to something as cool as this. I do like this figure a lot. His arms will rotate. He does have a single elbow. Be careful of the little strap from the elbow pad, though. You don't want to snap and break that. Just word to the wise. He does have a swivel in the elbow, and then he does have a hinge in the wrist with rotation. He's got a diaphragm joint. I can go that far forward, can go that far back. I can tilt side to side and rotate. His hips will kick out to the side, back down. If you turn the thigh, you can kick forward okay. But if you don't, you're not going to get a lot of kick out of that just because of the way the armor is designed. Same thing with the knee. He does have swivel down there and a hinge at the knee. Again, be mindful of this strap here. You don't want to tear it when you're bending the knee. And then he does have a hinge in the foot with a rocker and peg holes at the bottom of the feet if you need to throw him on a stand. So that is the skeleton clone in a nutshell. He is cool. I do like him. I will say this hand has the in and out hinge. So be mindful of that. But there you go. There's your skeleton clone. Pretty cool. I like it, but you know, could always be better, I guess. It would have been nice if the bones were sculpted. And not for nothing, he does give me Scareglow vibes, so I guess a purple cape would really help spruce this guy up. And a halberd. It's not a scythe, it's a halberd. If you think that's a scythe, you're a bozo. That said, here he is with the other single release for this Halloween Star Wars Black Series line. We have the Were-Wookiee, or Werewolf Chewbacca. Chewbacca is the Wolfman. Standing really effing tall compared to this clone trooper. And it kind of looks like Barf from Spaceballs when you squint. That said, before we wrap this up, let's bring in our two regulars. An actual skeleton from Mythic Legions. The Mythic Legions Brother Mandibilith, of course. And the infamous K11 Spawn, who is not a skeleton necessarily, at least not all the time, but he does have skulls on him, so I guess that counts for something. And of course, they tower over him because Black Series treads on true 1/12 scale, being right at that 6-inch mark. So with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and much like the Amazon exclusive 2-pack with the Dracula Inquisitor and the Frankenstein's Monster Cad Bane that we took a look at yesterday, if you're into this sort of cheap, easy repaints holiday line from the fine folks over at Hasbro for their Star Wars Black Series collection, then this is a definite must-have, especially since it is a fan channel exclusive now instead of limited to just good old Target. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.